Alright, what's going on everyone? I just had to adjust my camera so you can actually see me. I'm just building a subwoofer box, a new one. So what's actually I've got here, a nice big mofo. Had that one for a while. I've got me Fusion 15 power plant, which is a bit old. And I've got a couple of Kingwoods, which arguably aren't really the best subwoofer. And I've got two 15-inch Pioneers. They're pretty much brand new. I've got them off a mate. So I'm gonna have two up here, two 12's up here, and then two 15's down here. This is how it's going to be sitting. So I'm going to have the 15 facing that way, that 15 that way, 12 up, that 12 up, and then this 15 that way, and another one that way. Only because I've only got 90 centimeters clearance, and if I was to lay them all down like I did here and have that one flat, that one flat, that one flat, they won't fit. So I've got to turn them up. But because I'm making one big box, it's 90 by 90, I'm going to have walls. So I'm going to have to put a wall up here and then a wall up here. But then in the middle here, I'm going to have my port goes right across. It's not going to join to all. They're going to be three separate ports, which means I'm going to have to adjust the length of my 12's up the middle, and obviously my 15's and these 15's. Now these 15's are a little bit, the cubic is a lot smaller. I think it's 2. These ones are 4. So the box might look symmetrical, but actually the internals, like you'll actually see the box come to here and across, but this one will actually be cut short, but you won't see it because there'll actually be a wall in there for these 15's. So it's going to look like one big nice box with one big port up the guts, and you're going to think it's one box, but it's not. The old box that I had is this thing. It was my tester, I'll call it. I did try my best. I had two 15's, a 10, and then in there I had three 12's. Obviously not anymore, so we're sticking out here. That was my box, and then I had 4 6x9's up here, which you can't see that well because I've sort of covered them up. But you can see up there, they're pretty damn ugly. So yeah, so I'm at the moment I'm over here cutting up my new pieces. I'm going to keep it as simple as I can. I'm going to double my thickness on my walls, because even though this stuff is pretty thick, 1.8 thick, it's not going to be strong enough. I'm going to have to add some bracing and stuff. So I've done a fair bit of YouTubing and learning and whatever else. So I'm going to have double thickness walls, especially for the 15's. I'm going to keep the top, the one wall. I'm not going to double the wall because I've only got the 12's in there, and I'm not too stressed about that. Otherwise it makes the box 10 times heavier. So double walls each side, so we can get it going, and then I'm going to have bracing to and from. But stay tuned, I'll stop talking and start cutting. Thought I'd show you where I'm up to. So I've just got the box here. I've doubled my thickness for me 15's. Never actually done that before, to be honest, but definitely needed. You can actually feel the structure in it, and I've put the wood glue between it. Just apparently you can just use the old PVA glue, so I'll obviously seal it. Got all this cut. That's all my my internals anyway. I haven't done my sides yet. So it was slot here, slot, slot, double slot for the 15. So we'll keep going. We're double screwing it. So we've got a screw on each side. So that way we've got one in that one and then one in that one. One in that one, one in that one. And it's also screwed together, obviously, so I've glued it. Screw there, all the places where the sub's going to be here, so obviously not going to put any screws there, but I'll put a screw right in the middle there, and we'll keep going. Let's see how we go. So I'm going to have a short break because of that reason. Look at that. Got everything perfect at 40 to the T, like everything was, but it goes up, down, and that's a problem. So that's just the joys of learning, I suppose. So this is where I'm up to. I've got it looking like that. The nice big thick sides for the 15's. Now there's not a whole lot of room. I've got here minimum 24, 44, 14. Now the 15 Pioneers don't need that much space. Like, that doesn't look like much space at all. That's the 12's. It looks huge, but the 12's are actually flat. So I needed that space from there to fit the 12's, and there's going to be a lot of space in there. So I'm either going to leave it. If it doesn't work, I'm going to reduce the space. So you're going to have this overhanging here, but you won't see it because you're going to have this covered up. So once this is covered up here, like that, on the internal, it'll work as a brace and also reduce my my cubes, and that'll be the 15 there, sitting there. So, and the 15s go in this side and this side, and the 12's are going to go up here. 3 separate boxes, but in the one box. That's the plan. See what happens. All right, everyone, we're up to unbracing it. And before you say anything, you'll be sitting there going, "What the hell?" Don't stress about my bracing. It's quite ugly, but my theory is I've never braced boxes before, and I know you're supposed to use them round poles so there's less space, but I actually do need to reduce my space a bit. The base won't move around as much. Now the problem I've got is they have to all be ported. At the moment, the cubes that I've worked out, they pretty much sort of are, but they're not yet. So my next thing is working out how to actually how to port them. Like, I know you just put your slots down here and across here and whatever else. So it's definitely a home build. All this stuff I got for free, so I'm just going to continue on and just see what happens, I suppose. It's going to be very interesting. I kept that dome there because I thought at least a curve might help in some sense. But obviously, if you're a professional, you'd be laughing your head off. But I don't care. It's some of the boxes I've built in the past have absolutely screamed, and they've all just been winging it. So it's all good. It's all about fun, isn't it? So we'll see how we go. Right, how unique is this for a port? That isn't the port, just so you know, before you go, what the hell. What it is I've left calculated, well, not the best calculation, but that's pretty much what it's told me to do. Now the trick is, it's going to be hard to do with the camera. I'll do this and put this up here. For argument's sake, just give me a second so you can see. Let's just sit this, just sit it around here. Right, I don't know if you can see that very well, but that's going to be my port, so it's going to come up to the top. It's actually going to come out the top. So this is going to be on the top like this, with the gap going down the end of there. Probably not the best angle, but if you pull that off, you'll go in through that way. So we'll actually have a gap in there, and then our timber will come over the top and leave a gap. So the air's going to come out and up, just like a normal port, but just up and just different. Ugly as hell, but once I cloth it, it'll look neat. But I think this might be something different. So I thought I'd have a quick pause. It's been a long day. So as you can see, I'm just sealing it up now. Can't really see the ports as much. And you can. See, I got an angle piece cut there. So just where is it? Just there. My finger is, and it goes under there. Same thing. Boom, air goes up under there. I think it's gonna be pretty wicked actually. It's hard to see, but it's gonna put the, I don't even know what side that is now. I think it's the back. No, it'd be the front. It'd be the front because the ports are now at the back. So they look, I've got the wrong side. They look like that. That one's obviously a bit smaller for the 12s. That one again, it's not the best angle. And no, I haven't made them oversized either, because I'm going between port and sealed. I know there's no such thing, but I'm going to try something different. So hold on, and I might put the top on this tonight and then finish it off tomorrow. Alright, so I've finished besides cutting the holes. So they're my ports. As you can see, they go up in like a port's supposed to. That one's obviously thinner. That one's thinner again. Got the two 15's going there and there. And then I've got two 15's on the other side. And then I have two 12's going in the middle. So that's about all I can show you at the moment until tomorrow. We can actually see what's going on. Cool. I'll do a quick update. So I've cut me two 15 holes. They do fit perfectly. I actually had a template, believe it or not, from the original thing, which has got all your specs and everything on it. Now these things, I know it's 2019. I'm not stupid, but these are brand new. They are never been used, so therefore they are actually brand new, and they fit beautifully. Like, sitting there perfect. I'm still going to seal around the bottom with the this stuff here, whatever that's called. So I'm going to seal that. So that's going to be one side done. So as you can see how thick that is, it's pretty ridiculous. So we're looking at 4 centimeters. So that's double thickness, baffle, whatever they call it. Still learning. But yeah, some of them screws were way too long and they protruded, so I had to get the old angle grinder out, cut them off. Can't even see them. My cuts aren't perfect. I'm going to trim them up, make them look pretty, but you're not going to see them anyway. And that's my my bracing. It's not the most beautiful bracing, but alright, so that's where we're up to. We'll keep marching. Alright, so a bit of an update. It's obviously late. Got my 15's cut out. Port's down there. Port will be facing up. My 12's I haven't cut out yet. 12's going to be on top. It's going to look pretty bare on top. And the two giant 15's on the side. It's going to end up looking like that. It's going to go in the car. Pretty much like that. This will be the back of the car. The 15's. Give a look inside. Need some more liquid nails and stuff. These 15's are a little bit smaller size, so I've made the cubes a little bit smaller. Just so you know. The 12's, there's got plenty of space in the 12's. A bit more space in these 15's, a bit bigger. I've always been told never to mix subs, but I've got these two Kingwoods going 12's, and I've got this old Fusion that was just an oldie but a goodie, big 15, and that's going to be mixed with this 15. She's a very good sub, and then I'm going to have the these 15's, two of them, like I said before, new, never been used. Gonna put that in, and got a couple of amps, got 3 amps, yeah, 2 big ones. We'll have another big one running that. See how we go. Do it the daytime, eh? So I'm up to the final stages. As you remember, 2 15's, 2 12's on the top, 2 15's with my port. Very ugly port. I have sealed it all, made it look the best I can. I'm not going to go over the top with it. Just cleaned out the back of me 80 series. Give it a nice vacuum. A lot of ugly cords sitting there waiting to be plugged up. So we're going to chuck it in as is. I'm not going to bother clothing it up. A bit too excited, I think, and extra money I don't want to waste on making it look pretty. And throw it in. We'll have a look at it. All right. So this box is nice and snug. It's designed so it slides in and out because this car is an 8-seater, and I've got a bunch of kids, so when I want to take them all, I can just slide it out, undo me negatives and me positives, undo it the battery first obviously, and then slide it out. So that's what it's going to look like. I'm going to have the Pioneers on this side. I wanted the Pioneers on the other side, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, the port is at the very back. The port at the front would make the Pioneers on the left, but I don't think it really matters. I'd rather have the port at the back than the front, so it seems more symmetrical. And yeah, the 12's kind of look a bit off center because they are, because I've got more space for me 15's up in here, and then less space for my other 15's because they don't need as much cube. So now we're going to pull it back out a bit, and we're going to drill some holes, get the 15's in, get 12's in and get the other 15's in, and then we'll work out the amps. I had a piece of paper to work out. Just trying to turn my 2 ohm into a 4 ohm, which doesn't make sense. So I'm keeping it 2 ohm, turn that 4 ohm into a 2 ohm. They're both dual voice coils, them ones and them ones. But I'm going to turn that single voice coil 4 ohm Kingwood, and that one I'm going to join them up and run them down to a 4 ohm load, a 2 ohm load. Both my amps, all 4 of my amps that I'll be putting in, do all use the 4 ohm load. I'll show you the document in a second. So this is my final. Now it's best to probably pause this. So I've turned my 15 into a 2 ohm by going from my positive around to my positive, my negative around to my negative, but then going straight negative, straight positive to my 500 watt 2 ohm cadence amp. And then my power acoustic, which is my larger one, which is draws a lot more watts. This one's 2 ohm, so we're going positive straight to the rear of the positive. Let's call that positive B, negative to the negative A, and then all we're doing is just looping the negative to the positive, or the positive to the negative, same thing, just a separate wire. And that's my 600 watt JBL. Then these are my 15's. Now these are single voice coil, so don't worry about these parts here, I've made a mistake. So apparently that's the simple of it, is you go positive to positive to positive, negative to negative to negative. That's pretty much it, and that's a 2 ohm 400 watt. Because I noticed on the actual subs, which I found a bit strange, but it's new to me, when you look at the wiring there, see how it's got two? I mean, it's got positive and negative, but you've got, where are we? Where's my finger? There and there. So, I mean, yes, you have options of there and there, but my theory is I'm going to go there to there, like go from sub to sub, there to the other sub, there to the other sub, and then just that one can go straight to the amp. It'll just make life a lot easier. So I've got them all lined up, ready to go. Amps, other amps. So I'll pull it out and have a go. And the last one is a Kingwood, 12-inch. They're the single voice coil. Same thing. It's pretty much exactly the same as the 15's. So I think the technical term is parallel, but don't quote me on it. And then 2 ohm at 500 watts. Unsure of the wattage of the Kingwoods, but so I'm going to also do the Big 3 upgrade. If you're not sure what that is, have a look up Big 3 upgrade. It gives you about 25% more power to straight to your amp, and really good ground to amps. I can't stress that enough. This is my old ground, ugly as hell, and the amps kept cutting out, and I thought, geez, surely that's enough ground. Nah, so I've bought the proper clips a while ago. I've got some spare ones in the shed actually, but need to grind that down with an angle grinder, get rid of all the paint, because your ground is really, really important, like super important. So, all right, let's get some drilling done. Quick update, these old 15's, see they got the focus, the old terminals. Now I've drilled them. You can drill them, you just got to be very, very careful how you do it. I just use the pliers and I pinch, focus, let's go under here actually. I usually pinch just there. That way when I got the drill up under there, with me drill bit obviously, when that's going up under there, obviously I don't want to go up and puncture that'll be the worst. So that gives me more control by having that bit of the pliers holding it. The reason I'm going to do that is because A, I don't have the clips, and B, I need to put thicker wire through that anyway. So that's a little tip if you ever want to do something. You can drill them, just take your time. Quick update, just got the 15's in, looking nice. Alright, sweet, so now I've got the two 12's in. Tammy amps are sort of all racked up there, and there. Obviously I know that's upside down, but I need to get the power a lot easier. All I've got left now is the other two 15's. I'm gonna pack up for the night, put the fire on, go from there. There's an update, working in the dark, you know what it's like. Start, you can see in there, no you can't really. I've got him wired up anyway, this big fella. Now I've rigged this up. Positive, positive, negative to negative. Bounce me down me 2 ohm. And it's going to go up here to this amp. This amp's already set to go. Straight down there. Bit of liquid nails in there that'll seal that up. But just about to finish the last sub and then hook up all the amps. I'm at the last stage. The wires are absolutely ugly at the moment. But what I'm showing you though is the ground. Using these big suckers. They're about a $3 job. Yep, I've used them. I've been told to use a hammer. Watched a big debate on Facebook there once, and I was like, you know what, that'll work. Like, I've tried to pull that apart, I won't pull it apart. I'm just gonna wrap that in some electrical tape, and that'll be my ground. I've grinded down that, so it's gonna look nice and pretty. So it's gonna sit just nice and flat there. And another one there, because I've got 2 of them. I've got 2 amps on this one and 2 amps on the other one. So when I pull this box out, I just have to undo my grounds, disconnect my battery, and just undo my battery leads. But I'm not going to pull it out very often, but when I need to, at least I can. And working in the dark is always good. That's how she's going to. I'll obviously adjust the sides so we can have clearance. That's an obvious thing. I have. Really sucks. Finally finished it. It's just way too late to test it. Neighbours will go nuts. So it's all hooked up, it all works. I did check the amps and they all hold it up. So it's not overly pretty in here. You get the gist of it. I'll wait till the morning. Damn it. But it's done. That's the main thing. All my grounds, just so you know, nice and pretty. Can't wait to do the big 3 because that way it'll help everything and I'll make it look pretty like that too. Alright, sweet. See you in the morning. I finally finished the stereo.